What's up, Star Wars fans? My name is Prince, and I'm an urban acolyte. I want to talk about the reference pictures from episode 9 that leaked last week. Now, first I want to thank everyone who messaged me about those pictures. I saw the post from Jason Ward at Making Star Wars on Friday night before I crashed, and I debated all weekend over if I would actually talk about them in a video. I was gonna pass, but that Knights of Ren video that I posted last week is getting so much attention that I thought I would do this video because there's something in the reference pictures, specifically the one with Kylo Ren, that I think ties into all this stuff about the Knights of Ren that's been getting so much buzz lately. So hey, before I get into these pictures, I want to say that this is getting into some pretty deep spoiler material for Star Wars Episode 9. If you want to go into the movie completely spoiler free, I'm going to say peace out and I'll holler at you on the next video. Or go check out the video on how to become Darth Maul. I'm not sure when that video is going to post, but at the time that I was working on this particular video, I'd already written and recorded the Maul video. But okay, let's take a look at these pictures. So I'm getting these from Jason Ward over at Making Star Wars, and he got these from the Star Wars Leaks board on Reddit from Jedi Praxis. Also, shout out to y'all that private messaged me on Twitter about the Reddit post before Jason had even posted his article on Making Star Wars. So the first image in letter A appears to be some concept artwork of a new alien that we could see in episode 9. The thing with the concept artwork is that it might not actually be in the movie. It could turn up elsewhere in a Star Wars project, so we'll have to look out for this alien creature. And if we don't see it in the movie, I think there's a good chance we could see it in Star Wars Resistance, where we've already seen all kinds of aliens. Maybe this will be something on the Colossus or some little critter that we see in season 2 of Resistance. The next image in letter B is a new droid that will be BB-8's sidekick in episode 9. I guess if we got R2-D2 and C-3PO and everything else, maybe the torch is being passed to BB-8 and D-10 is what I think this new droid is being called. Image C is probably going to disappoint a few fanboys who were holding out hope of an appearance of Grand Admiral Thrawn in episode 9. This appears to be a reference shot of Richard E. Grant's character in uniform as a First Order officer. There's still questions about what this character is doing in the movie. In his audition, he did an interrogation scene with Daisy Ridley. Could that mean that he will interrogate Rey in the movie? We'll see. I think it would be cool if Richard Grant was actually seen in a flashback sequence where he plays Brendol Hux, the father of Armitage Hux and the architect for the First Order Stormtrooper program. I think Richard Grant is a bit too slim to be Brendol Hux though. I always imagine him as being chubby and kind of sloppy in uniform. Either way, it would appear that Richard E. Grant's character is someone working for the First Order. So let this be the end of the Thrawn rumor. At least I hope. Letter D is a picture of a Resistance soldier. Notice the similarity to the Rebellion soldiers from the Galactic Rebellion period. In letter E, we have Dominic Monaghan as a Resistance officer. I haven't followed much with this actor and what's going on in episode 9, so I don't have much to say about him. In letter F, we have concept art of a new alien. This is one thing that I'm gonna slightly disagree with just based on a running hypothesis that I have. I think that alien is related to the warrior from Rey's vision in The Force Awakens. Now, the running hypothesis right now is that the warrior who was killed by Kylo Ren was in a battle that occurred on Tahar. If you followed Star Wars Resistance, then you know about the children of Tahar who survived that slaughter led by Kylo Ren and possibly the Knights of Ren, and it's possible those children are Force sensitive. I'm wondering if this new alien concept art has any relation to Tahar and whatever happened in Rey's Forceback vision. In letter G, we have a new Mon Calamari. Admiral Akbar was killed in The Last Jedi, and I believe the actor who portrayed him died, but it seems that Leia still has allies among the Mon Calamari. Maybe we'll have a new Mon Calamari step up like Admiral Raddus and General Akbar as we move forward. Okay, this picture of Rey appears to have gone back to her Rey of Jakku look, but now she's wearing white. I would not be surprised if we see Rey have several wardrobe changes throughout this movie. It sounds like there are going to be more planets visited in episode 9 than any previous Star Wars movie. And I don't know how many of those planets will actually be visited by Rey, but her Jakku look is probably what she'll be wearing on the desert planet where the scenes in Jordan were filmed. The next shot is what a lot of people have been talking about. Actually, the next two pictures. The first one is a fully robed Kylo Ren. Now it's hard to see, but it looks like Kylo Ren has kept his tunic and dress pants look from The Last Jedi, but he's now sporting a cloak like Luke had in Return of the Jedi in the place of his cape. What's more interesting is that Kylo Ren is wearing the helmet once again. The next shot is a close-up of the helmet where you can see the red adhesive that is holding it together. It almost looks like the helmet is bleeding or like there's lava coming out of it, like on Mustafar. I feel like the fact that Kylo Ren is wearing the helmet again says something about him and possibly his allegiance. Previously, we were told that Ben Solo was wearing the helmet because Snoke wanted to conceal his identity. It was like part of his bravado or something. He had to project this image of being the new Vader to this new empire being led by Snoke. The thing is, recall that earlier we were told that Kylo Ren's helmet followed the design of the Knights of Ren. The assumption was that the Knights of Ren made up the mystical branch of the First Order, but the Last Jedi novelization informed us that the mystical branch was only Snoke and Kylo Ren. There are not any Force-sensitive assets like the Inquisitors serving Snoke and Kylo Ren in the First Order. If there are any Force-sensitives within the First Order, they are soldiers and officers with no idea of their connection to the Force. The Knights of Ren are said to be dark side Force users who have worked with Snoke and Kylo Ren in the past when they shared similar goals. This is all that we know of them for now, but it's interesting that Kylo Ren smashed his helmet out of frustration and he killed his master in The Last Jedi. Now he is appearing to go back to wearing the attire of a Knight of Ren. Now I'm not sure what this means, so we'll have to sit with that question for now. The next picture is a reference shot of Poe Dameron, and I think we've actually already seen a picture of Poe dressed in this adventure attire. I think this is how he was dressed in the picture on the plains with John Boyega that got leaked back in the fall. Image L says it's an unfinished alien mask, but right now that looks like an Ithorian to me. Image M is of a horned pilot, and I think we've seen that species of alien in the Clone Wars. If I'm not mistaken, there was a Jedi Master of that species in the Clone Wars series. Image 9 also says new alien concept art. It's difficult to see, but I think that is actually a member of the Knights of Ren. If you zoom in and look at the clothes, it reminds me of the concept art of one of the Knights of Ren. Image O, hey, this is Pimp Juice himself. So it looks like Lando is wearing something very similar to what he wore in Solo as a young man. Another article from Making Star Wars says that Lando is going to carry a walking stick in addition to rocking his cape. His character is going to function much like Maz Kanata. I don't know about Lando retaking possession of the Millennium Falcon, as it sounds like he'll make a cameo for just the one scene where he provides our heroes with some information on a missing object that will be at the center of the story for all of the major characters in Episode 9. In Image P, we have some new alien costumes, and I think those aliens are Abednedos. We've seen quite a few of them in the Poe Dameron comic book and in The Force Awakens. The Chancellor of the New Republic at the time of the attack on Hosnian Prime was an Abednedo. I think we could end up seeing a lot of them in Episode 9, and it would make sense to the people following the bigger story. It sounds like the First Order has been finding ways to enslave them, and there was at least one Abednedo on Black Squadron, and that was J.J. Abrams' favorite character in The Force Awakens, Elo Asti. I think he died in The Force Awakens, and we saw a few Abednedos slaughtered by the First Order on Jakku in Tuono Village. Like, for real, y'all, if you look around The Force Awakens and read up on the comic books leading up to the events in The Force Awakens, you're going to see a lot of Abednedo aliens. Now this last picture is some kind of alien, like a little cute space slug or something. I think that alien is there for comedy relief or to sell toys. Like, I hope we see him slide across the screen and fart really loud just to piss off the fanboys who think no one is supposed to laugh at a Star Wars movie. Especially not the 10 and 12-year-olds who are the primary audience for the big Star Wars saga films. But anyway, those are my thoughts on these reference pictures. It looks like episode 9 is going to give us a lot in the final installment of the Skywalker saga, and I'm excited to learn more of what's in store for us in December. So based on what you've seen, what has you the most excited in episode 9? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story and become a force for change in your community. Make sure to enable notifications and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram so you know when I'm going live with Star Wars chats. And if you're interested in getting deeper into this real-life Jedi Darth Maul training, make sure you hit my link so you can get your free training manual today. Well, that's all I got for this video, so thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you, always.